All right, hey, what's up and what's going on, everybody? This is the Bardi Premier Fantasy Football League. We got
He already fucked it up. Bardi
yeah, I
Premier,
did.
blah, 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 blah. That's all right.
But
Keep
we
going.
are
I didn't mean to
the
Yeah, we're
fuck you
gonna
up.
need to tighten that up.
I'm gonna have to mute myself when he's talking.
Yeah.
but we are the
Good
Bardi
start.
Premier Fantasy Football League. This is our podcast. We're gonna talk all fantasy, all sports, whatever you think, you name, we are, we be. And I'm gonna pass it off and introduce yourselves.
I mean, it's Peter in the building, Atlanta Falcons all day.
Oh,
Just here to talk shit. Just here to let you know what's up. Let's go.
Peter, I'm so sorry you're a Falcons fan. Does 28-3 still hurt? I'm Nick. I am your 2020 champion. I was going to be your 2025 bracket champion until Duke decided to choke it away.
I mean,
Apparently they can't inbound the basketball.
hey,
No matter how many
Cooper
times Sean
Flag.
Sherrod, yeah, he fell apart. Maybe it was that ankle he suffered in Charlotte, destined to be a Hornet, destined to lose. Uh,
I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna go to. He might stay one more year to try and dodge some teams, is what I
yeah,
heard.
he might. I wouldn't be
yeah, we'll see
surprised by
about
that, but
that.
he's the unanimous number one overall pick. If he finds a way to fuck that up, then it's gonna be a historic fucking. Uh, oh, there's Jacob. Wasn't expecting the Baldur's Gate. Oh, so he's gaming. All right. Well, I'm Nick. I'm your 2020 motherfucking champion, 2025, 2026 season champion incoming. Big Panthers fan, ready to take it to these Falcons and the rest of the league. Barty or the NFL, we're ready, whatever.
What up? And I'm Josh Leon. I am one of the commissioners in the league. I'm a four-time champ. I'm the reigning champ from the 2024 season and regular and playoffs. So ain't nobody got nothing on me because I am the Hall of Fame. I am the god of fantasy. I am your master. Let's get to it.
I can't believe we're gonna have to fucking listen to that shit for a year.
Yeah, you
It's so much more
fuckers,
fun when he had lost
those.
fucking four in a
You,
row.
I did
you
lose
got
four
all those.
straight. It is
You
fair.
got
I
all
did
the
lose.
titles and shit, man.
That's
That's
right.
crazy.
I'm
And
a
he's
record holder.
flaunting the commissioner shit.
I am
Yeah,
Mount
how
Rushmore.
about that?
You could have said you were a commissioner. You are one, Nick.
It's not like I need to, constantly be showing my tits. Everybody knows I've got them, you know?
Hey man, I let it out.
Hey,
Yeah, Josh wears see-through shirts. He's he's
I
he's
don't
I'm
even
perfectly
wear
always.
lit.
shirts. I don't
I'm
even wear
always gonna be
shirts.
the future champion. I'm always gonna be the future champ. Next year is my year.
Yeah,
Are you gonna
because
change your
he doesn't
name?
like making trades that'll actually help him.
Oh yeah, let's dive into that. Let's talk about let's make that the first topic of discussion is the deal we had on the table, what, 2 weekends ago? Beautiful
What
deal.
deal are you guys even talking
I'm
about? I
pretty
don't
sure it's the
remember
one
this
that
deal.
saw JJ coming to my team, right?
Justin
I
Jefferson.
can bring the doc up. Just give me a sec.
You
We do
wrote it
have the
down?
doc.
Oh yeah, I
Oh
definitely
yeah.
wrote
Oh
it down,
shit.
brother.
Okay, we got it documented.
I got it documented. Maybe
Shit,
I'll
share your
share my
screen.
screen.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So
Jesus
wait, I
fuck.
remember it was Justin Jefferson. And who was I gonna get? Who was I getting for JJ?
CD Lamb.
Can you see it?
CD. We had CD.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Word.
Jesus,
Oh,
how many
dope.
porn tabs do you have open?
So many.
Right?
A lot of porn.
Bro, show them your wallpaper or your desktop background.
It's not the same thing anymore. It,
Uh,
it's this now.
can't see shit but the document. But that's fine. We don't need to see that shit
Uh,
anyways.
oh
Unless
well,
it's
I
some
tried.
some bad bitch again.
Yeah, no
Yeah, I
bad
was gonna
bitches.
say.
But anyways, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So you can see what the proposed deal was potentially gonna be.
Well,
Oh,
there's
I would
three
give
deals
up
here.
Burrow too. That was what it was.
Yeah, it was that.
And the one thing that
It's
wouldn't get it across the
okay.
line is fucking Peter wouldn't give me somebody, and I don't remember who it was.
Well, he was originally gonna give you McCarthy, and then you said you didn't want him, so you're gonna help him out. That's what happened. So I
Yeah,
took it. I took it off.
yeah. I don't want. I mean, McCarthy's free. There's just no. I don't have any space to put him. My IR is we. Our dynasty system is we've got 10 bench, two flex, one quarterback, and 4/5 IR positions. My IR is slam full from devastating injuries last year. So if I was going to take on McCarthy, I need to move someone from my IR.
Let me
And
see
there's
who's
no
on your
one down
IR.
there. Eckler, CMC, CD Lamb. Who else?
Brooks, McCaffrey,
Oh,
Lamb,
Brooks.
and Dell.
Dell.
You
Yeah.
actually have one spot open.
That's where Eckler goes
Why does Eckler go there?
because he's on IR.
Was he?
What?
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Concussion.
remember. Well,
Okay.
anyways, I'll go back to that other page, and I can.
I see one of my sleepers right here. He was picked up by Peter. I would have taken him instead of Harvey.
Well,
We'll get to that
that's what
later.
I wanted. That's what I wanted to go into was that list of because what we have 3 keepers, we have 3 that we would never trade.
Right.
3 sleepers, 3 rookies, and
3 rookies. 3 rookies. Okay.
So
sleepers,
do we want to
rookies,
start with
never trade.
sleepers?
Well, I mean, with
Okay.
this trade that we have, I want to explain why I didn't want to take it. It
Go for it.
was it was mostly just Justin Jefferson. He's right now on my rankings. He's still number 1. He's been number 1 for a couple years for me. And like I know CD and Jamar are like right there on the heels. And like you could like flip a coin and go either way, but for me, JJ has so much more value than Olave. Olave's okay, but who's gonna be their quarterback? Who's the quarterback for the Saints gonna be?
That's why he's one of my sleepers.
Olave?
Yep.
Interesting.
Well, who do you have as a quarterback for the Saints?
I'm not worried about it. I'm really happy it's not Derek Carr. I'll tell you that.
Do you think it's going to be Shadir Sanders?
I think
Say
they got to
what?
draft somebody.
I think they have to. It's not going to be
Yeah.
Spencer Rattler either, but
I think the surprise move is going to be when the Steelers trade up with the Panthers right ahead of the Saints and grab Shadur.
I think that'd be interesting.
Wait, you think the Steelers are going to go after a quarterback?
Yeah,
Really?
I do.
I wouldn't be surprised because there's no guarantee Rodgers signs with them, and there's no guarantee, and he could retire. I mean, it's likely Rodgers does sign with them, but
Okay.
you can't wait on a motherfucker that I wouldn't wait on Rodgers at this point in life.
No, he was trash last year.
I think he'd be better this year. Don't get me wrong.
He had Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson,
Couldn't do nothing.
a run game, couldn't do shit.
Brees Hall, who I think is going to be he's not on my sleeper list this year, but I do think Brees Hall is going to be extremely underrated this year because he had a down season.
Define down season. I mean, he still ran for 1,000 yards, didn't he?
I mean, yeah, so did Najee.
Did he?
You know what I mean? Najee has ran for as many years, however long Najee's been in the league. He's always ran for 1,000. I mean, his yards.
The Chargers are going to draft a running back.
If the Chargers, he's like a deep sleeper of mine. If the Chargers don't draft a running back, I think he could have a stellar season because he's never missed a game. So he's Mr. Reliable.
He only ran for 876 yards last year, so I was wrong, and only 5 touchdowns. He had 6 fumbles.
Brees?
No, this is Brees Hall.
Brees had a tough year. And we know how good Brees is. Especially the year we all remember is the year he came off the ACL tear, I believe.
Yeah. Wait, why do you think he had a bad year last year?
I just think it's the Jets organization as a whole. Aaron Rodgers didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah.
I felt like he was trying to control the whole organization. And
yeah, I agree.
You can't give that kind of control to a quarterback. That's what happened to Denver when they brought Russell Wilson in that first year and then hired Nathaniel Hack job.
Yeah.
And then he ended up back in
at the Jets.
Newark with Rodgers. Yeah.
Yeah. Surprise. And the offense was terrible.
It's a real wonder why that didn't work out. Peter, will you experiment with something for me?
Yeah, I was trying
to turn your phone sideways and see if it goes long way. I didn't do shit. Oh, boom!
Is that better?
Yeah, I think that's good for editing.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, but the background, I'll need to figure out what I want to use for the background.
That's
I don't
that's
even
a funny
know.
way to start. Heating, cooling, and plumbing. Peter specializes in the cooling in the Bardi League.
Right. I just don't even know how to like change it.
Josh is more focused on the plumbing, dealing with shit.
Shit. The reason I haven't been on it this year is because I'm relaxing, dog.
Leaves me with the heat. Been chilling and relaxing. You were not chilling and relaxing last year at all.
I
And the
was
last
until the
5 years,
playoffs.
last 5 years, you haven't been chilling.
I coasted. I coast every year until playoffs, and then I lose generally in the championship, or I win
You
it.
were the final boss. You were the final boss for years. Now what?
I still am the final boss.
Now he
Sometimes,
fades into being and
sometimes the final boss wins. You don't always beat the final boss. You just generally
Hey,
win the game.
that's true. That's true. That's facts.
we'll have respond, motherfucker. And it's on again. And this time I got the cheat code and I already watched the YouTube video on how to beat your ass. So all right,
Well,
let's
I'm
hop into
coming
these.
in.
I wish the best to all of you.
I was gonna say I'm coming in with AI. I've got ChatGPT by
Oh,
my
shit.
side. They got me hooked up. I'm good to go.
Hey, I'm just glad I got second somehow in the bracket challenge.
That's true. That's true.
Well, you picked the national champion.
I did. I was 2 calls away from winning it all. If Michigan State and Tennessee had upset the guys you'd picked to make the Final Four, I would have won.
Yeah, you'd have had it. You'd have
But
had it.
Y'all should have picked Titty too.
what are you gonna?
That
I
was a
should have
mistake.
picked Titty. I should have picked Titty. I didn't think about it. I didn't think they were as good as they were. But that's the thing.
I'm gonna pick him next year for sure. Now you got me thinking about him.
That's
I'm
true.
gonna just have them go all the way, like even if they're shit.
All right,
Yeah.
let's hop into sleepers.
Sleepers. You guys can
Josh,
start
let's
first.
let's
Or I can start.
all right.
Sure. So I already
Give
said.
one
Yeah, I
and
said
then
Olave.
right.
Olave. Okay.
I think people are underestimating him because of his injury history, but his injury history is concussion, and I don't give a fuck about concussion. That is not
But
a major.
every game he's concussed.
But you got to hear me out. You got to hear me out. If concussions happen, it's a part of the state of the game. But I'm thinking like long term, sure, he's gonna have CTE, but I don't care about that now. The only thing I care about is has he had a major injury to his body in terms of like leg, arm, his hands where he catches. He hasn't. So to me, as long as he doesn't get clocked in the goddamn face and is, knocked the fuck out like he usually is, he's a sleeper in my opinion because he can have 1,000-yard seasons. He is an elite. His number is not in fantasy elite, but he is a person who he's like Garrett Wilson to me. He has the
He's a
ability
number
to
one
be.
receiver. Yeah.
He's a number one receiver.
They're gonna
and
focus on him.
and
Somebody
they have
clipped
to
Josh
give.
saying he doesn't give a fuck about CTE though. That's hilarious.
Not for my fantasy championship purposes.
Splice that with Will Smith and concussion.
Well, that's my first one, Olave. I think he can have a great season if he stays healthy. And concussions to me isn't the worst injury to have. If he can, well, is it a 17-game season still? If he can play 14 games, that's healthy to me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's fair. That's fair.
Especially
how many points do you think he's going to score?
I know
Where do you
he's.
think he's going to sit in the final rankings?
He's going to be
wide receiver 15,
top 25. I'm not going to say 15, but I'll say
25.
top 25.
What was he last year?
For his price tag, I think his price tag is like wide receiver, in between wide receiver 40 and 30. So if he can play a
I'm ready for the ADPs to start dropping.
Yeah. Wait, for Olave?
I don't know what he ended up last year. Hold on, let me look. I can pull that up. I can screen share too. Actually, let me do that again. Share. Untitled. There we go. Sure.
Yeah, because I've got him like early 20s, like 23, 24, 25. Like I've got him right around DJ Moore.
Really?
DJ Moore and DK Metcalf. That's kind of where I've got Olave.
DK's a Steeler now.
I hate that. I hate it with a passion. DK as a Steeler. Let's see.
Yeah, the Seahawks clean house. Where did Tyler Lockett end up?
He's not on a team yet. He's still a free agent.
Still free agent.
Hmm. It's
All right,
not
let me
looking
see.
good for the kid.
I can't.
He's not even findable.
There he is. Let's see what it says right here. Damn. Yeah, he was number 94 last year.
Oof.
Yeah.
88% started.
Hey, but that's what I'm saying though. So he missed weeks 10
To the
through
end.
to the end. So he only played 9. He played 8 games last year because he didn't play the Denver game apparently,
3, 12, 2016, 3, negative,
which is terrible
18.
to see. Yeah, and then he got concussed in the Carolina game.
Yep, I remember that.
So I think he
They
was.
were
I
all
think he.
pissed off.
Yeah, I think he got concussed in the Tampa Bay game, fumbled the ball, and then I think he missed Denver game, came back, played the Charger game, got concussed in the Carolina game, then missed the whole season.
All right, who's your next sleeper?
Oh, Am I going straight for it again?
Or how do you want to do it?
You guys want to go around the room and do
Yeah,
one
that's
Yeah.
probably
each?
good.
All right.
Yeah,
That's
we can
probably
do
good.
that.
All right,
All right,
Peter.
Nick. You want to go or you want me to go?
Yeah, I can go.
Okay.
So before he gets taken, because I'm sure he's probably on a couple of y'all's lists. Chris Godwin, that's an easy pick.
Yeah, he was my sleeper. He's my next
Yeah.
one, I
Another,
was going to say.
I knew that was coming up. So when I was going through my list, I was like, let me get it before somebody else grabs him. Uh, Another year in the same offense with Baker. I think they're bringing back their coordinator for the first time altogether. They don't lose an offensive coordinator. So in the same system. Running
Well,
game
yeah,
got going.
it is the same system, but the offensive coordinator was Liam Combs. They just elevated the guy behind him, so they're not
Okay.
changing anything.
Is that not this? They didn't do that last year with Canales because we brought in Idzik. Okay, so they had to hire. Where did the coordinator for Tampa end up?
He's the head coach for the Jags now.
Oh, that's right. See, the Jags just are always just in this pool of irrelevancy that it's hard to remember anything that happens to them. But how can you argue against a healthy Godwin? Evans
You
is getting
can't.
older.
If you look at the
Evans is getting
numbers,
older.
if you
Yeah,
look
he's
at
a
the
thousand
numbers,
yard receiver.
if you look at the numbers from last year before he got hurt, he was on track to be a top 10 wide receiver.
Yep. And he always is. And he doesn't really have a problem staying healthy. I mean, he'll miss a couple games just like any
It
receiver, but
was
he stays
so
healthy.
he did get surgery, but it was a dislocated ankle, I believe is what
Yeah.
it was. So it's like it
Yep.
wasn't again not the worst injury in the world that he's coming back from, and he's many years removed now from the ACL, MCL, whatever the knee injury that he suffered that one year after the
Right.
Super Bowl run.
All right, Peter, who you got?
Yeah, I mean, oh man, you guys got some good ones already right there. I mean, my guy. I think Jalen Waddle. I think he's a sleeper. He had a tough year last year. I mean, he had Tyreek Hill like injured most of it, and he could not get it done. I think with Tua locking up with
That's
Jonnu
the
Smith,
question.
that's what hurt Jalen Waddle. But I just don't think Jonnu Smith is going to repeat what he did last year. I just don't see that coming. So that's going to open it up for Jalen Waddle. I think Tyreek Hill is going to be done. I mean, I think right now
He's
he's
going
playing.
crazy.
He's
He
playing
is.
for
I don't know
money.
what happens when they move to Miami, but it fucks him up.
At this point,
too
he's
much.
playing for the money. He's guaranteed to
Right.
get paid. So it's just showing up and teaching the young kids how to do it. But Jalen Waddle, I think he's gonna have a career high, like a breakout. After this year, we're never gonna doubt Jalen Waddle. After this, that's my number one sleeper. He's on my team, so it's a little bit biased, but
I
Right.
mean, the first two have been Godwin and Olave, both on my team. So, I mean, we're not. That's the thing, though, about our dynasty league. A lot of these players are already on teams, whether the manager of the team knows that they're a sleeper or not. But
Right.
here's our thing: we're hoping that they somehow fucking drop them, or they don't think the way we think, and like Eckler, for example.
That's why I started laughing.
Eckler.
That was just fell
Are
right
we
into
gonna
my lap.
Are we gonna talk about how you got Eckler? I think we gotta
should.
talk
We can.
about it.
You should.
We definitely
That's
can.
ridiculous. Dude doesn't know how to play fantasy. Drops a player and just leaves them on just leaves them wide
Could have
open.
put him.
Yep, on
Could
the
have put him
waivers
on the
with a
IR, but couldn't
concussion.
figure out how to put him on the
No.
IR.
And
So,
he just needed to drop or move him so that he had enough
That's it.
space for a trade.
Just
And he
put
just
him in
got
your
so
IR and you're good.
yeah. Ridiculous
That's
mistake.
ridiculous.
That's gonna cost him. Especially when Eckler finds a way into being a top 25 running back this year.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. He is on
I mean,
the
who's
way
really
out, and
standing in his way over there?
there still is Brian Robinson. So
Yeah, but
he was solid. He was very, very
It was
solid.
okay.
it's
all
a
right.
it's a two-man backfield game right now.
It is.
I mean,
It is.
everywhere is trying to go to two and just split the load and keep everybody healthy. And
Well,
I don't think you're going to see anybody getting 30 carries unless it's Henry in the snow and he's healthy.
yeah. or Saquon and healthy.
Oh,
He
that's
did it.
playing a dangerous game.
He
You
did
start
it.
giving Saquon 30 carries
I mean,
consistently. Look what happened to McCaffrey.
He had a huge load last year. That's
Yeah.
all I'll say.
Yeah,
He
and
proved,
he did it. He climbed the
he
mountain.
proved it.
He won.
Yeah.
Took the league back over. What's the
He's
prize
got-
at the end of the rainbow this year?
Another Super Bowl ring? I don't know.
Well, no, like he should have broke the
You
record.
think Philly could go back to back?
Definitely not. Not Philly.
No, but like
No
he
chance.
should have broke the
They'll
record.
miss
I think
playoffs.
this year, if he gets the opportunity to break the record, if I'm Saquon, I'm saying fuck it, let me go for it.
Well, he did
Right.
break the record for most yards for the whole season, including playoffs, but he didn't break the single season rushing
Yeah.
record.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
What was he like 80 yards short?
I don't know. It might have been like
Well,
100.
he
It
was,
might have
he
been.
was
It was
one
close.
game. He was one game shy. He just had to play that last game.
Yeah.
Against
then
the
he decided
Giants,
not
no
to play
less.
him.
It was against the Giants, and he was like, fuck them.
Yeah.
Team
Let the
first.
kids play, and I get that, but come on.
We over. Also, I know it's blasphemy that I said the Eagles aren't going to make the playoffs. Of course they're going to make the playoffs, but they'll probably end up like 14-3 and then lose to Tampa in the first round of the
Yeah, I was
wild
gonna
card.
say playoffs for sure, but I don't know about going back to back to the Super Bowls.
No chance. No chance.
No.
It's just not a Philly thing to do.
Yeah. It's very. You know how the hangover goes.
I think it's trying to tell us that the Zoom meeting is running out of time. We have 9 minutes left, so if we run out, we'll just start again.
All
Yeah,
right,
I didn't
that's
see
cool.
anything.
All
It
right,
popped up.
I see it remaining.
Yeah, it wants me to
time here.
fucking like upgrade or some shit.
Yeah. We don't need to pay for all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck that.
All
Start
right
again.
now. But okay, I'll go to my sleeper number 2. Michael Penix.
God damn, man.
Yeah,
I
Michael
knew it was
Penix.
between him or Godwin who was getting picked first. Figured I'd sound smarter with Godwin.
That was my other. I should have gone with that one first. I should have
This
just
is
started
why I
with the
made us do
quarterback.
3 because I knew we were gonna pick each other's.
Oh, damn it! All right.
But I picked
Let me
Penix
close my
because
door. I'm getting loud.
I liked what I saw out of him last year. I may be a
Yeah.
little bit biased because I had Drake London, and I think he performed better with Penix with
Yeah.
that fucking carousel bullshit that Cousins is. So
Still there.
He's
Penix starts
is,
struggling.
Penix
How
is
long's
young.
the leash?
Oh no. Cousins is not going to be here next year. Like we're getting rid
Yeah,
of the
but he'll
boy,
be there
right?
this year.
We're trading him away. We got to trade him away.
I don't
Who's gonna
expect
trade for that
I don't
contract? They'll have to
I
cut
don't
him.
expect Cousins to be on the roster by the start of the NFL season. I do believe if they cut him, they save salary cap. So I think there's a whole incentive to get rid of
30
him.
million. How does
Yeah,
that GM still have a job?
I'm not sure, but
I mean,
do-
rate the right pick with Penix, but
I mean, yeah,
what are you paying
Penix
Kirk for?
Penix is
Should've signed Sam
underestimated right
Darnold.
now. I think he's young enough to learn. I think he's young enough to be good, be great. He
Right.
showed flashes last year. He was asked at the wrong time to lead them to the playoffs. They
Yeah.
gave him like 2 games to try and be like, hey, get us to playoffs. And if they had won the last game, sure, they would have been in. I believe maybe.
Yeah, they would.
I think they needed the Bucks to lose, but the
We
Bucks
knocked
won.
them out.
So we
Yep.
beat them, and the Bucks won that week. So they needed the Bucks to lose, and they needed to beat us.
I
so
think
they lost
the
to us.
Bucks needed Atlanta to. If Atlanta won, they were in, I think.
You might be right. I don't remember exactly, but it was something along the lines.
Oh,
but
no, because I remember Peter tripping because the Bucks were losing, and
Yeah,
he
no,
was
it
like, we
came-
have the opportunity, and we
It
blew
came
it.
down. It came down to the wire for sure.
Yeah.
But I like what I saw out of Penix, and I think he's got.
Right.
I think if they can get Kyle Pitts involved, I think if they can get Drake London involved,
Yeah.
if they can if they can keep Bijan kicking ass and kicking him out on some out
Do they
routes
hold
from the
Algier?
backfield. Yeah, I believe they still have Algier. They
I
should.
think so too.
He
I feel like
needs
we
to
would
get,
have heard if they didn't.
he needs to
that'll
get
be.
he needs to get utilized more, in my opinion. But
They need to run
I mean,
two-back system. Put them both back there.
yeah,
but
he's
at
like a
the
decoy.
at the end of the
Yeah.
day, Penix has the weapons, he has the arm, and he is a smart quarterback, and he proved it at Washington, and he proved it for the majority of his limited action that we saw. So I think,
They proved it at Indiana.
yeah, I believe he can do it. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not
I
an
mean, a
Atlanta
guy
Falcons
that can go to
fan by any
Bloomington
means.
yeah,
Not a Falcons fan by any means, but I like what I saw, especially having a player that's getting the ball thrown to him.
I like that.
But
All right. Well, I do have one person left on my list, and I've got some stats to back it up, so I got to bring it because I know it's probably going to leave you guys a little wide-eyed.
Okay.
So let me go to individual games.
This is a sleeper, right?
Yeah, this is my last sleeper because Penix was my other one. Find the
I
game
still think we
stats.
should have to do 3, even if your sleeper gets
Yeah,
picked.
that's what I was gonna say. You got to
Just off the top.
You got to pivot. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I can do that.
No,
Yeah.
but
All right,
if you have one, say the one you have now, and then you just
Ricky
have to come
Purcell.
up.
Ricky
Yeah,
Purcell.
for
Okay.
sure.
Ayuk's down.
Okay.
Down. Debo's traded. Who they're going to throw the ball to? And to
Have
end
to.
the season last year, he finished with. He played the Rams on a Thursday night. One catch on 4 targets, 16 yards. Took it to Miami. 4 receptions on 4 targets, 37 yards. Then second to last game of the year against Detroit, 8 for 10, 141 yards, average of 17 and a touchdown, a long of 40, and then finished the season against Arizona with 6 receptions on 8 targets, 69 yards, average of 11. So he's averaging plus 10 per catch with a touchdown, long of a 30-yard catch. So if the Niners ever want to get back into contention, they found their guy. That's the reason they must have felt so comfortable moving on from Debo, because Purcell can play that role.
I'm gonna be honest. Debo's a bitch.
I knew once I watched wide receiver, I was like, he's a great player, but he doesn't have any dog. No dog.
He's all talented. He's all bark.
He's talented, and he can ball out. He can ball out, but he's just,
I don't want to make slight of his injuries, but I feel like the slightest inconvenience to him is just it's bothersome. You know, and I think he's not ever going to admit that he's quit on his team, but sure looks like he's quit on that team before. And when you got a guy like Kittle, and he's the only real other threat there that I would say in terms for Ricky, you know what I mean, for receptions. But Ayuk, he's not going to be back immediately, and even if he is,
I mean, you got
he looked like
McCaffrey.
He looked like
there's
a
no
shell
way
of
Ayuk
himself.
can come back. Yeah, they have McCaffrey.
And he looked like a shell of himself all because he missed all.
Because he held out, he missed her, and he's going to miss it again.
Yeah, he's not going to. I don't see it. That's why I got rid of Ayuk. So if I could have kept Purdy, I probably would have. I also, at the same time, I'm good on the 49ers. I remember the 49ers have always done me dirty in the past, fantasy-wise, and I'm Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy G. That's all I got to say. But, I like Ricky. As long as Purdy can, stay upright and they can game manage, he'll be fine. But Debo, I think it'll be a good fit with Cliff Kingsbury's offense at Washington. I think he can be that Joker kind of guy they need. So Debo, technically, it could be a sleeper this year too. Honestly, you know what I mean?
Or Debo a sleeper though? That's not scraping the barrel for much.
I mean, just considering how he hasn't been overly fantasy relevant. He's hit or miss. He's boom or bust. He's always been a boom or bust player,
That's
in
fair.
my opinion. But I think he could have more of a boom year this year next to Terry McLaurin. Because we're wide receivers.
When we start getting these DraftKings Prize Picks, FanDuel sponsorships, I mean, we are looking. If one of you, fantasy pick'ems wants to, sponsor us, we'll do a thing every week, and we'll throw your logo up.
Like just going back
Debo
to that. I see the opposite for Debo. Like, I don't think that move into a new system, new coach, new way of young quarterback. He's got a really young quarterback. I like
the Commanders as a whole.
Sure, yeah, but for fantasy though, like, how do
Good.
you like him for fantasy? I don't see Debo
A lot of mouths to
being.
feed.
He's not going to
I
be the same
am
Debo. He's not going to be the same
personally
Debo.
not going after Debo.
Dan Quinn
But
likes to run the ball.
let's just say if Debo was
Exactly.
sitting there in the back half of the draft for some reason, I'd take a shot on Debo.
You
You know
go
what I
for
mean?
him.
I think if I got Debo
You
anywhere
have
from
to at that point.
from the 10th, if I got Debo in the 10th to 12th round, I'd take a shot on him because at that point he's free as fuck to me.
I
He's
would
free.
I would get him. I would get him to trade him away. I would want to
Oh
like
yeah,
trade bait him
Trade
and
bait.
see if somebody
Yeah.
else is going to be
I
interested.
agree with
I
that.
just
I
don't
agree with
think
that.
I have a bad feeling about Washington going into next year. I think they had a good year last year, but I
Here's
just
the
don't
thing,
see
though.
them repeating next year.
Nobody fears Ayuk. Nobody fears guarding Ayuk. I think
They
people
should.
Yeah,
Ayuk
they
is
should.
he is talented, but people fear Scary Terry more.
He's
True.
got the contested catch. He's not that fast, but
Yeah.
he will catch the ball right through you.
Yeah.
That he's not afraid to get down and dirty, nitty gritty. He's not afraid to be a dog. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Terry's a dog, that's
and
for
that's
sure.
why Terry has had like what 5 straight seasons now of 1K yards. He's with
And
Devontae.
he's finally got a quarterback.
And he's got a quarterback, and it took them a minute to gel at the beginning of the season, and it was to be expected. There's supposed to be growing pains, but overall, Jaden Daniels just lights out. I think
all right,
I will say Terry McLaurin is like 4th or 5th as like I would not trade him if I had him. If I
I
had
did
Terry,
trade him last year.
Fuck.
Damn, son, you forgot to record all of this.
wait, is that what that was? Is that what
Test
that was?
episode. Test episode.
God damn it,
Hey, bro,
come on.
you could have hit the goddamn button, Josh.
I don't think I could.
Down to the bottom banner.
I don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the host has to record it.
Well, then
I can
I
share,
fucked up.
but I can't record.
That's
It
all
says
right.
Look,
recording.
Definitely use Teams next time.
It did-
Way
it-
less janky.
It did say it says recording now. I wasn't paying attention previously, so I don't know.
I thought it was already.
That's
Well,
all right. It's not a big deal.
recap. Jacob came in with the sleeper of Aaron Rodgers. Peter hit us with a Bryce Young and fuck, who was your last one?
Jalen Warren.
Yeah,
Jalen Warren. And then I briefly touched on ETN and Josh touched on Najee Harris. And now I think we're jumping into
and Caleb Williams
rookies.
Ever so slightly.
Yeah.
Josh's rookie to look out for. You guessed it, Ashton Genty.
Surprise.
And we're all caught up, sons of bitches.
That's right.
Oh, we're running out of fucking time again. That's great. I'm so glad I recorded 3 minutes.
Yeah,
Just
we got
run
10
out of
minutes. We got 10 minutes. Yeah, Godwin, Olave, Penix, Waddle, Ricky Pearsall, ETN, Jalen Warren, Bryce Young, Harris, and Caleb Williams are our sleepers. Genty's our first rookie off the board that we were talking about.
Can you say that one more time?
Gotta make a scripted video about the sleepers at this point.
Yeah, we can go back and do that.
Yeah.
But Godwin, Olave, Michael Penix, Waddle, Ricky Pearsall, ETN,
I just
Jalen
wanted
Warren,
to make you do
Bryce
the list
Young,
again.
Harris, and Caleb Williams, sleepers. Now let's hear your rookie, Nick. Let's hear your rookie.
Well, I had Hampton / Genty.
Yeah,
I think Genty's slightly better, but Hampton's gonna have his way. I mean,
Hampton was my number 2 for sure.
Bill Belichick came one year too late because if Billy B had a hold of Amari and Hampton, they'd win 8 games just off that. I think it's going to be interesting to see where he ends up. I think the Chargers is another place he could go.
He's more
I
likely
think-
to hit the Chargers for sure.
I think he's a first-round pick. The thing about him is the last Carolina running back to really have an effect is the guy over there in Denver, right? Javonte Williams. And before that, the next one that comes to mind is Gio Bernard.
Javonte Williams is now a Cowboy.
Very different.
Yeah,
running back,
interesting. Yeah,
Very
completely
I think,
different.
ran very differently for many other Carolina running backs.
He's a
Especially in the NFL
workhorse.
recently. Yeah.
Well, and I
Dude,
think
just
Jacob
couple-
probably can talk about him better than me because no one's played more college football 25 with Amari and Hampton. than the man down there, Chris Boswell.
I know how to play with if he can truck people in real life like he can truck people in fucking college football, dude is gonna be a Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame already. I like it. I like it.
All right, Peter, what you got?
Oh, it's on me?
Yeah, up to you.
All right. My rookie is just simply by name. I just like the name and the position. Jackson Dart, quarterback. I don't know where he's gonna end up going. But
that
the
is
film,
one hell of a name for a quarterback.
right? It's and the film that I watched, like I watched a little bit of film, and he seems super accurate. Like he seems like the type that he's gonna stay in the pocket. He's gonna find his targets. He's gonna get it down. It just depends. Like that's the thing about these rookies. Like it's so early. It's before the draft. We don't know even where they're gonna end up going. So everything can change in the next couple weeks. But
right.
I mean, just the name, right? Jackson Dart as a quarterback. Yeah. Like who would not want that?
Well, and he played for Lane Kiffin. 4 years in a pro offense.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
So I think that's a good pick. I think he's probably a second rounder. I don't think he comes in and starts. But again, there's no way in hell to know who goes down in preseason. I mean, McCarthy last year, no one was expecting that. Then Sam Darnold goes and makes a fucking Pro Bowl. I mean, if he goes and then Bo Nix, I don't think anybody was expecting Bo Nix to have that kind of season.
Was another one. Yep.
I kind of see Jackson Dart very similar to Bo Nix.
He's got also like the quarterbacks that are going to go before him, like Sanders. All right, so Sanders,
Cam Ward,
Tyler Shaw.
I mean, maybe.
Right.
But
there's no way knowing.
It's just we don't know. It's too early.
They're saying Shador could have a Rodgers slide.
Oh, I could see that.
But not after the thumb injury. He's not going to go later than 9 at this point.
You would think. But fucking Lamar Jackson's are very 32. Stupid. Yeah, I hope they're that dumb.
We'll find out. You got a rookie over there, Jacob? You got a rookie you're thinking about?
I mean, as a UNC player in college football, the only rookie's name that I know is Omarion Hampton, and that's already been said. So I think we should talk
double down.
What do we think that Cam Ward is going to do with the Titans? Like, is he going to be better than Mr. Mayonnaise, or is he just going to fall into their hole again, you know?
That's a good question, because I've been almost wrong about rookie quarterbacks for the last 3 years. I mean, I didn't see Jaden Daniels doing what he did. I didn't see Bryce Young struggling out of the gate. I didn't see CJ struggling last year. I didn't see Michael Penix taking the job from fucking Kirk Cousins.
I don't think the Titans have the infrastructure to help Cam Ward succeed, you know?
I think that's the problem.
He's talented. He doesn't make mistakes. He's like the opposite of Will Levis, like as a player.
I'm just not a fan of Ward as a player.
Why?
We'll see how he does. You know,
my thing about him is I get the whole thing where kids don't want to play bowl games if they don't want to play bowl games, but
he did play. He just got hurt.
He played. He didn't get fucking hurt. That motherfucker played, and then he sat in the second half, and then his team started losing, and then refused to go back in.
That's the thing about rookies this year in general is that they're all divas. Like they've already experienced getting paid. Like most, like 99%
look at that
of
Tennessee
the rookies in this draft have already reached their peak. Like
Nico Iamaleava, Emivala, or whatever the hell.
He's I'm a leaving.
Yeah, he is. Where the hell's he going? They're saying fucking Syracuse or
UCLA. Yeah, I heard UCLA.
Good luck.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Good luck in the Big Ten. This Hawaiian. He's gonna freeze his ass off.
Yeah. Good luck. So my second rookie, I'm probably gonna butcher the fuck out of the name, but I believe he's the most well-rounded wide receiver.
Emeka Egbuka.
You said it. Emeka Egbuka. I think he's the most well-rounded wide receiver at Ohio State. I don't know a lot about him really, but I've seen some of his tape. I've looked at the numbers a little bit, but he just seems like the most put together going into the NFL.
Right.
And it just, again, I feel like it's going to come down to where does he go? And if there's really room for him to succeed, like he goes to the Bears, sure, maybe. But they do have that. Who does the Bears have? That young guy. I forgot. What's his name?
Dunze?
Yep.
Oh yeah, Dunze. Yeah, they got a Dunze. So probably not
Yeah.
the Bears. Probably not the Bears. But there's always a team that needs it. The Chargers, perhaps, because I mean, are they really
Chargers
just
would be
going to
good.
rely on McConkey? Don't get me wrong, baller, but
Slot receiver, but could be a Cooper Kupp.
But I mean, yeah, exactly. I wouldn't be mad if the Panthers signed Cup, but yeah, the Ohio State wide receiver Emeka Agugugi. But that's my boy. That's my second one.
Well, that was gonna be. Well, before I
Okay.
fucking start, should we just start this fucking meeting again? We have 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
You
pretty
got some
quick.
minutes?
Then you can say it.
I think I can be quick because I was gonna pick Emeka, and then my third one, since you're being secretive about rookie running backs, I'm not even gonna go into that deep a sleeper because it's somebody that I'm looking at. So we'll keep him off my list and just go for Tyler Warren, tight end out of Penn State.
That was my guy. That was my guy. That was my guy.
He redshirted in 2020, played in 13 games 2021, 12 games 2022, 2023, third team All Big Ten Conference, tied with team lead with 7 reception touchdowns, and then in 2024 won the John Mackey Award for the nation's top tight end. He's got a production score going into the draft of a 98. Athleticism scores a little low, it's an 85, but he's a tight end, and we're not looking for him to break any speed demon records, or lift records. They're not going to be asking him to, block Myles Garrett. They're going to put him on the other fucking side and try and find him like they do Kelsey.
Get him open.
It'd be interesting to see where he goes. I think the earliest he can go is Carolina at 8. I think the latest he goes is probably 21 to the Chargers. So he's probably going to fall somewhere in there.
Do you think Panthers would really take him?
Yeah, I don't see why not. He is
I just don't think
best
tight end
available at that point.
Sure, I agree with that, but I don't necessarily think tight end is the.
You'd fucking hope not. We gotta get somebody.
Our biggest need is our defense is our biggest
lose their
need.
minds. Right, and Jalen Walker looks to be the pick.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean,
all right,
if we
Peter,
can't
you
get
got.
in the lead.
Oh,
sorry. If we can't get
no,
the
you're
lead
good.
guy at 8, we need to trade down.
I agree.
I think it's like you said earlier. We need to trade down anyways.
Are we recording?
There we go.
All righty.
We're getting better at this shit.
Jacob saved us.
Logistics.
I'm gonna put a fucking sticky note on my computer that says hit record. I'll still fucking forget, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
You gotta put it in the middle of your computer screen.
Put it right there. Yeah.
Take it all up.
All right. Yeah. So the rookie that I got, what do you guys know about Trey Harris? Because what I'm seeing, I'm liking. I'm really liking from Trey Harris. He's got that it factor for me. Like, he seems like the guy, he's going to go downfield. He's going to find himself wide open. And it's just a matter of fact of who's going to be the quarterback. Can we get the ball to him? If he can find himself wide open and if he can stay healthy, I think he might be like a top wide receiver going into – it's a weak wide receiver year, but I think he could be one of the top ones going into this next year.
Where's he out of?
Sounds like Marvin Harrison Jr. territory.
What's his name again?
Yeah. Trey Harris. He's like a sleeper rookie combination. Like,
Oh, Trevor. No, that's not him.
You must have seen a lot of him
Miss.
watching Jackson Dart.
Trey Harris. Okay,
yeah,
so Ole
Trey
Miss.
Harris
I've
on
heard
the
of
Ole
him.
Miss. Yeah.
I've
Like,
heard
he's
of
pretty
him.
dirty. He's pretty dirty.
Looks like in total next gen stats breakdown for the rookies, he ranks wide receiver 9.
Yeah.
So that's a good sleeper.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that's
It's
what
a
I
good
always
spot
look
for
for.
wide
I don't.
receivers historically.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Genties, the top picks, like, I don't go for those. I always go for like the deeper, like,
Right.
late round rookies that you got to kind of think about.
Yeah, it clearly
Tank
paid
Bigsby's.
off for him.
Yeah.
I mean, in
number
terms of
one,
wide receivers, I think the other rookies would potentially be Beck and Tez Johnson.
Johnson
What
is
about
good.
Ted Aurora?
Who?
McMillan, Arizona.
Oh yeah, McMillan. I mean, he's there.
Oh yeah. T-Mac.
He's got to be the first. He'll get taken over Omeka.
Yeah,
He's gonna be
probably.
the first receiver off the board.
Who's gonna take him though?
It's gonna be a
Hopefully
weird.
the Saints at 9.
It's gonna be a weird year, to be honest, with this draft. It's
Yeah.
gonna be like there's not a whole lot of players I want out of it. To be honest, like I'm honestly avoiding Travis Hunter.
Was he in
Yeah.
defense?
And
Yeah.
I only say that because he says he's not going to play for the team he gets drafted to if they don't let him play both ways. And I'm also
But
just like
Jacob
man,
said, they're all being such bitch boys these
and
days.
I'm
Yeah,
also
fucking
just
very
like
reflective of
if
the
he's
college
if he's
football
playing both
Yeah.
ways, he's going to have to
So
take plays
soft.
off. If he takes plays off, that means he's not equipped to be a two-way player. And it also means the more he plays, the more risk he's going to be injured at the NFL level,
Right.
which I don't think he's accounting for. No one is Deion Sanders, and Travis Hunter, to me, isn't as clear-cut as he was.
No, yeah, absolutely.
I think if he plays, he's gonna play mostly defense, and he's gonna be like that kind of gadget player on offense. They're gonna draw up some plays for him, but he's not gonna be a full-time offense where you can get fantasy points from him.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of avoiding him personally.
When he catches balls, he's gonna ball out, but he's not gonna catch them that often.
Right.
Yeah. Boomer bust for me there. I suppose my third will be. I wrote down a few others. I could go the tight end route. I could go the running back route, but I'll just say the only other tight end I think worth a shit in this draft is Ferguson. But the guy I'll talk about is Skadibo. I just love the dog and fighting him as a running back. I don't know if he's going to be fantasy relevant per se, but I just, as a rookie, talking about football in general, I think he's a good football player. I think he gives me that Peyton Hillis vibe a little bit.
His name is Skadibo?
Yeah.
Skadibo, something like that.
Skadibo.
White boy out of Arizona State.
He's not a first round draft pick by any means. I think he's a day 2 pick. I definitely, the other thing is I don't really think he's going to land in the right place, unfortunately.
Is that the one you didn't want to mention earlier?
No, that's a different one.
Oh, okay.
I got another running back that I haven't mentioned yet, but
got to do a deep dive, boys.
I'd be getting down there. But I like Skativo. If he fell to me in the draft, like as a youngster, I would take him. You know what I mean? Just because, he's there in the 15th, 16th round. Why not have Skativo on your team?
Yeah.
At least you know you're gonna. At least you're gonna get a player that's gonna fight for every inch, every yard. He's gonna fight for every play and your team. He's not gonna give up on you. I like guys like that. Which means he's got 2 years in the NFL. That'll be good.
The 2 years you're gonna win your 3-peat, right?
I could see him being a James Conner.
He could be like He's just grimy. He's willing to put in the dirty work.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my third. Skadibo.
Real quick, are we drafting like normal this year, like we have been, or is it a rookie draft? What are we doing this year?
Like normal, like we have been.
Okay, cool.
I think rookie draft.
8 keepers now.
Yeah, I think the rookie draft will be 2026 season. Is that what we were thinking about? I don't remember.
I think we just have to check and make sure all the picks are good. But yeah, we'll be all right.
Okay.
And then confirm.
We established that at the draft party this year.
Yeah. There you go. That's the best thing to do.
Yeah, we can do that. All right. Final one for you, Nick.
Since I want to hold one back, I'm just going to go with the easy pick. And I'm going to butcher the name too, but Tedora McMillan. I think I actually might have hit it. I might have actually hit it.
Yeah, McMillan. Team McMillan.
That's pretty good.
He's a Mike Evans size. I mean, he's 6'4", 220, 31-inch arms. He's a little slow, but he makes plays, and he's a gamer. What I like most about him is he's a gamer. I mean, you're not being considered as the number one wide receiver to draft out of a school like Arizona unless you've made plays. And I think production translates to the NFL. I think it's probably one of the biggest things. It's why I'm so high on Genty and Hampton and Tyler Warren. I think production's the biggest thing. I think you could be the most talented kid in the world, but if you don't love ball, the NFL is going to eat you up. So, Tedoroa McMillan, 2 for 2 on the name. I
wide
think
receivers tend to come from small schools.
Yeah,
they do.
That's another thing. Randy Moss.
Good point.
Antonio Brown.
Where did Steve Smith play when he was in college?
Utah.
Steve Smith. That's a deep one.
He got into some interesting things this offseason.
Watch out, he's gonna steal your wife too. He ain't gonna just steal your face and steal the ball and score touchdowns and steal your chain, but he's also gonna steal your wife. I don't know. I finished the game. Ask him.
Hey.
That's what he did on the phone, essentially.
Be on guard at the next Panthers game.
The legendary Steve Smith.
He's a baller, bro. Whatever.
Blood and guts.
The man should have called him and be like, Steve Smith, it's an honor you show my wife the ways.
Yeah, I mean, if Steve Smith wanted fucking wise, I'd say no, but I'd have to think about it.
Yeah. How much is on the table?
That's right.
$20 is $20.
Yeah. All right, Peter, who you got?
Yes, sir.
Oh, it's on me? It's the last one, right?
Yep.
All right, so it's the same thing. Name, I don't know if I'm going to get it right. Quinshon Judkins?
Judkins. He's a running back, right?
Running back, Ohio State. He's got the size, man. He's got that 6 feet, 215, 218. He's got that tank size. It's the speed is a question, right? Like, is he going to be that quick twitch? I don't know. But as far as the size goes, he's got it right there. Yeah, 6 feet, 221. That's what I like to see from my running backs, man. Just give him the ball and just make him break the tackles.
I mean, he literally looks like Derrick Henry.
He's a beast, man. It's
okay to be a little bit slower if you can break tackles. It's about
right.
From Alabama.
It's about acceleration.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
If you can stiff arm a guy into the turf, you can do whatever you want from the running back position.
But again, it goes back to where he gets drafted. If he's going to be, first string, second string, if he's going to get the chances, but he definitely could have a good NFL career for sure.
That's the most important thing for any running back. I mean, I think Chuba Hubbard is the best example of that as a Carolina sports fan. He sat behind Christian McCaffrey. He learned, he got drafted in the 3rd round or whatever, didn't do shit, would have been nobody. But he got the opportunity to go and run over motherfuckers.
Exactly.
He's starting to prove it. That's why he got extended.
Mm-hmm.
But people forget about, I think it was at Oklahoma State, right, where he rushed for over 2,000 yards in a season or some shit like that.
Yeah, he was a Heisman finalist.
Yeah.
It was his junior year. His senior year, he fell off a little bit, I guess, because he was gonna. If he had just gone pro after that, maybe it was his sophomore season. He went pro after junior. I don't know. Maybe that's why.
He should have gone after that. The opportunity is by far the most important thing for.
That's the big thing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What else we got?
3 players will never trade. I think we can just name.
I think we do one on your. I think you just do one, and it's got to be on your fantasy team.
I was just gonna. One. You said. I was just gonna.
This one.
What if we switch it and just say the one player on your dynasty team that makes you want to play, and that you'll never trade?
Well, I mean, fine. Henry. I've never traded him. I've been offered the house for him, and I've never given him up. I've believed in him since I've had him. I've traded for him.
The most qualified person to answer that question of all time.
I've traded for him. I mean, there's been times where I've had to give him up to get him back. You know what I mean? When we've changed the formatting of the league a little bit. But once I had him, I really was never really letting him go. But you guys can offer as much as you want on him.
So what you're saying is Saquon Barkley's available?
I didn't say that, but he's on the no trade list for sure. But I don't know. I'm open to all offers. That's the big thing about me. I hear and listen, and if the right deal comes along, I'm not afraid to say yes. But he's the most prime example for me is Henry.
Well, there's one that I could just never get rid of.
We already know.
I think we've already figured it out.
Drafted him. Shit, he was a projected second-round pick out of Stanford, and right as the first mock draft started coming out, I'm telling Josh, I'm like, look, fuck Leonard Fournette. I want Christian McCaffrey.
We end up
drafting him. He goes to the Panthers. I'm an immediate diehard. Had him since his rookie year. Never played on another team. He's not going to go anywhere. If he ends up just being a slot receiver playing some Julian Edelman, Wes Welker, shit, he'll be on the flex.
You got to keep pounding. You got to trust the Panthers. The trick to winning championships is you draft Panthers.
No joke.
Who drafted Cam Newton in 2010.
It's a strong point.
You got him.
He's the one that won me or got me to the championship when I lost to Josh. When he had his MVP year.
Yeah.
And we went fucking 15-1.
One of the first
Cam Newton's the one that
Jacob and I ever played. He drafted Cam Newton, got himself to the championship, and didn't play him. He didn't start him.
Didn't play him. Played Drew Brees and every other losing
player.
Call.
That's a tough call.
I did not believe that was my fatal flaw. You got to trust. Compounding. That was my first ever championship. Lost to Josh, and I got my only other championship loss to Josh this past year.
Drew Brees was actually good.
We're 2-2 in championship games now.
You betcha.
He loves to be 500 in championship games against people.
Mm-hmm.
I like to. I'm just glad I haven't lost 4 straight anymore.
I mean, you still lost 4.
That's what I'm going to say. You're the only one that's ever lost 4 straight.
I did, but I'm just glad I don't have to say. I'm just glad I don't have to say I haven't lost 5 straight.
Right.
There you go.
I'm going to rephrase it. I haven't lost 5 straight.
You're still the final boss for sure.
Oh, you betcha. I've been in probably like 80% of the championships.
I don't think anyone will ever break your championship losing streak. That is a forever record.
One would hope not.
The only
other
record is 2 straight. The only other is 2 straight.
Yeah.
But yeah, 4 is going to be tough. 4 is going to be tough.
You are the Patriots.
Yeah. Everybody hates the Patriots.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you for hating the Patriots. I understand.
All right, Peter, tell us why you love JJ so much.
I mean, that's all I was gonna say is that you guys are keeping and rooting for some old fucks. I mean, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, they have gray hair. Like, I don't understand why you guys love them so much. But JJ, he's still young.
Gray hair. That's wild.
He can still dance. Like, it doesn't matter what quarterback he's got. He's going to find himself wide open. He's still the number 1 wide receiver. And to me, he's the number 1 dynasty player. If you're going to start a dynasty, you got to start with JJ. And that's the one that I'll never, ever trade away. Ever.
Just to put in perspective, he hasn't won a championship. I drafted JJ in his rookie year and traded his ass away. That's all I gotta say. You don't need JJ.
That's some beef.
You don't need JJ.
Stewing.
You don't need JJ. You can find a wide receiver.
No, you don't need JJ. You don't need JJ, but you want JJ. Everybody wants JJ on their team.
What I'm saying is I don't want JJ. But
to be fair, I offered you CD Lamb, who I drafted as a rookie. So it's not like
that was the trade. That was the trade that we had early on.
I'm just under the impression is I will find a wide receiver.
And Josh found his way in to try and sneak fucking Jordan Mason, and then we got distracted.
I wasn't trying to do anything. I was just trying to straight up trade for
Nick.
Mason.
Would you rather keep CD or CMC?
Well, as a fantasy player, I would say CD. As me, it's CMC. I mean, that's just impossible. I can't.
I know it's crazy, but I'll trade Tyreek Hill for any of those guys. He's on sale.
I believe
I had to get rid of him. Oh, he makes me nervous.
You had to get rid of him. You didn't have him. You never had him.
He never had to play for me.
I'm so glad that Njigba was a part of that. I would not have taken that trade if JSN was not.
That was what I knew I had to do to get it done.
Well, that's the one that I regret. Like Jason, I should have never given him up.
Drafted Puka Nakua and gave his ass up too. Didn't need him.
Mm-hmm. Where's he these days?
He's part of the chain. Puka's on his third team. He's the Tyreek of our fantasy league right now.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And I still have a very solid wide receiver core. That's all I gotta say.
Dude, tell me about it. I have too many wide receivers. I want to move wide receivers.
Got to move one for a running back. Package deal, baby.
So, like I said, Tyreek for Justin Jefferson. I know he's on your no-trade list, but it's Tyreek Hill. He has 10 kids. He can obviously move.
Who would you not move then, Jacob? Who you not moving?
Right, yeah. Who's your
then who's yours?
Right now, I think Jaden Daniels is going to be on my team for another 10 years.
That's good. I don't blame you for that.
Some fantasy championships. He's going to win some Super Bowls. That dude can play quarterback. He's got touch. He's got an arm. He can run. He can do it all. He's like a little bit smaller Cam Newton.
Arguably the best pick of last year's draft.
Well, I was going to ask you, Jacob, would you rather keep him or Brian Robinson, the wide receiver?
Oh, jeez.
That's tough.
I'm definitely going to keep both of them. They're 100% both on my no-trade list, but if I had to pick one, Brian Robinson did so good.
He's a wide receiver,
supporting cast.
Brian Thomas.
He is probably the best receiver in the league right now, given the fact that he could get 200 yards with any quarterback throwing him. Dude just fucking makes space and catches passes.
I wouldn't say he's the best receiver in the league right now. I'd arguably say he's the best rookie receiver.
Best young receiver.
But I personally would rather have Malik Neighbors. I think he's more dog than Thomas.
Should have never fucking said a word about Malik Neighbors.
He's an Beckham kind of guy. He's a diva receiver. Brian Robinson is a workman. He is like a union member. He goes out there and he just catches passes. He scores touchdowns.
I just have
it's into the end zone. It doesn't matter if he's throwing it.
I don't have any faith in the Giants or the fucking Jaguars as teams as a whole. But what that means is they do have to throw the ball.
That's true. Yeah.
And who's down there?
Brian Robinson with the Jaguars, he didn't have a quarterback for half the year, most of the year. And he still caught passes. You don't have to throw the ball for him to get receiving touchdowns. He just shows up on the field with the ball in his hand. It's crazy.
He's very solid for sure.
Yeah, I love him. Actually, I would probably pick him over Jaden Daniels, which is crazy because
it's slightly easier to replace a quarterback.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
That was the main reason why I didn't pick Jaden Daniels. I was like, I'm going for the combos with St. Brown and Laporta. And then I knew Mike wanted Jaden Daniels, and I knew he was picking after me. And I was like, I don't need Jaden Daniels. And then I was going to let him take him because he told me that's who he was going for in the pick that I traded for. So I was just like, all right, that's fine.
Jacob probably won't pick him because he has no idea what the fuck's going on.
I
was like, I don't surprise. But he's the top of the list, so I'm going to pick that guy. I need a quarterback.
Personally, I didn't give a shit what happened after my pick. I was done on the Jared Goff pick. So, I mean, you fucked over Mike, but then he ended up with Bo Nix instead, and it kind of worked out. So.
Mike did great. He took the worst team in the league and turned it into a playoff team. Mike is a great fantasy football player.
He's a legend.
He took over Sam's team, and Sam's team was in the playoffs the previous year.
Trade, and that helped. Sam didn't trade with Josh, so Mike actually had a team to take over.
Hey, but Sam made playoffs the previous year. He lost in the first round. So did Mike. Mike lost in the first round this year, but
Well, but to me, and you know me,
perennial
championship game.
Shut him down. That's right. It'll be interesting to see what happens this year, though.